Mojang killed my adventure map. No, I mean, sort of. I'll explain. Many of you guys know me for my core series on this channel, Avid Adventures. And it's no surprise that the most common comment I get on every single video, not Avid Adventures related, is related to Avid Adventures. When is the next Avid Adventures? What happened to making adventure maps cool again? When does Avid Adventures continue? I started Avid Adventures 2 years ago. Wow, I can't believe it's already been 2 years. And I made it as a hobby, passion project to give my friends something to do during the pandemic and all the lockdowns. And only after working on it for a year did I start a YouTube channel. I didn't do it for the views. I did it because I loved building things for people to play. And I think that's one of the reasons why the series is and was so successful, because it was so radically different from anything out there, because it wasn't designed for retention or views. Now, I did 24 episodes of Avid Adventures with some stuff in between. I've taken breaks here and there. And primarily, Avid Adventures content has been focused around making bosses. And for those of you who don't know, making bosses takes a lot of time, especially when you're using command blocks. Command blocks are a dated and horrible technology that I would never wish on my worst enemy. I'm being a little dramatic. They're the thing that set me apart, but also they were my greatest weakness. They made my episodes take twice to 3 times as long to create, and quite frankly, well, Mojang broke them in the most recent update. 1.20.5 is the version that could potentially kill my adventure map forever, or at least stall it at 1.20.2 forever. If you look at this changelog, don't worry about all the text. Everything that you see here is a breaking change. And what's nice is people have started to write tools to upgrade data packs from older versions to 1.20.5 and beyond. But command blocks are a special little snowflake that we all love on this channel. We love them. They're great. Basically, this was one of the reasons why I pumped on the brakes for a second with my adventure map. I have over 10,000 command blocks in my adventure map alone, and let's just say like 60% of them would need to have been manually edited to fix every single quest on my server. Now I have 2 options here, and one's actually pretty neat. The first option, of course, is to just not update anymore. I've prided myself on being able to keep my map up to date. I would love the trial chambers to be in it, but you know, sometimes you just take it as it lies. The other option is something that was presented to me by one of my mods, Twixie. Apparently, Fabric servers have some kind of automatic command block updating code, so maybe this is a total moot point. Now, unfortunately, that's not the only reason I stopped making Avid Adventures content. If you guys remember, I made a video 10 months ago mentioning that I was burned out. You see, after making boss content for 2 years and not growing as quickly as I felt I was entitled to, which is a ridiculous thing that you feel as a YouTuber sometimes, I decided to branch out, and I made a little thing called Chunk Lock. And judging by the views on this video, I think a lot of you guys probably know what that is, but basically this was the biggest success on my channel since Avid Community Challenge Season 1. And my channel overnight doubled in size, which is a blessing and a curse, because honestly, when your channel blows up, your expectations change for how your next video should perform. And if it doesn't perform to the same level that your viral video did, you feel kind of sad. And that is exactly what happened. 29K views is nothing to sneeze at, but it's, you know, it's no 300,000. But this kind of gets to something where I don't really talk about this much in my videos, if at all, because I feel like it's a little taboo. The only reason Chunk Lock blew up was because I posted a promotional video into Phoenix SC's subreddit. Phoenix SC picked it up, put it in a video, and then a month later, after I'd posted Chunk Lock, it blew up. Same thing with my 100 Traps Dungeon video. The only reason that this video blew up was because Lizzie was in it. Now, if it weren't for Phoenix SC or Lizzie, neither of those 2 videos would have blown up. I do genuinely believe this, but those videos would have always existed. So it begs the question, is the YouTube algorithm actually fair to smaller creators? Does it actually know how to promote content to a wider audience? Or is it really as simple as who you know? And does that mean YouTube is no better than any other industry? That could be a whole video in itself. But anyways, back to Avid Adventures. Even though I was burned out, this boost from Lizzie motivated me to keep making adventures videos. And I made my cave face video, which honestly at the time performed really poorly. I had initially marketed this video as a boss video. The problem was a lot of my new audience had come from Lizzie, who just wanted more traditional SMP content, which quite frankly, that's the content I've always wanted to make. The cave face video took me over a month. And I didn't talk to anybody during that time. I wrote music alone. I edited alone. I had one little segment at the end where Viking joined me, and that was great. But Avid Adventures content is lonely. Now I'm gonna spit a fun fact at you guys. Cave Face is not the last Avid Adventures video I made. In fact, the last Avid Adventures video I made was, can anyone become a pro Minecraft builder? Maybe this was a marketing problem, because in this episode, I literally made the final location for Avid Adventures. In it, there it is, the Frozen Keep. And this video, for an Avid Adventures video, it tanked. So I thought to myself, I am spending an awful lot of time making content that's not necessarily making me happy right now. So I took a step back. And also I got a message from a very good friend of mine named Viking, who told me an SMP was starting called Skyblock Kingdoms. And for those people who watch every video I put out, I love you. Thank you. You're the reason I make content, because you stuck it out. Skyblock Kingdoms has some of the coolest and best content I have ever made. I mean, not only have I been making original music, I released my 7th track today called Coming Home, but I've been infusing that music into the Skyblock Kingdoms content. I mean, I even did a full-on animation with the random box. Check it out.
Afraid I might just disappear. I'm in between. I went too far this time, too far this time.
Now, for those of you who also don't know, this is Olm, the bad guy from Avid Adventures. So I have woven together Avid Adventures lore with Skyblock Kingdoms. There's dialogue and everything that you can imagine. This is one of the coolest things I've ever made.
I need to get home. I need to find my way home.
Ah, it's so good. So the point I'm trying to make is that Avid Adventures is something that I love. It is difficult content to make. It is lonely content to make. And I needed a big break. Now, that being said, I'm starting to get the itch to return. And I've already started to work on the next episode with Zeplington. We have a build ready. It's going to be a boss. It's going to be really cool. I just need to feel like it's the right time to return to it, and that's probably going to be after Skyblock Kingdoms. Also, some really cool and exciting things have been happening to the channel. When this video goes out, you will have heard that I got into MCC Rising 3 as part of Team Skyblock, which is insane. Only 10 teams were accepted. There were thousands of applications. So really cool things are happening to my channel, and I just want to thank you guys so much for being a part of this journey. I know a lot of you have come from a lot of different content that I've made, and that's always the tricky part when you make a lot of different content, is everyone's gonna want something different. But for those of you who watch every single video I make, thank you. You are the reason I make content. And I promise you guys, if you watch all of my videos, I put 110% into every single one of them, because in my mind, content is forever. My channel is not designed to make money. I want to make art. And when I make things like this animation, it's because I want to be so ridiculously proud of what I've done, and I want you guys to be excited about what's coming next. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos, whether you're a casual viewer or you love Avid Adventures or Skyblock Kingdoms or everything I do. I could not do this without you subscribing to my channel, commenting, liking on my videos, especially patrons. You guys literally make it possible for me to pay the animators to make the amazing things that I do. So thank you guys so much. Avid Adventures will be returning. I don't have a date yet, but it's starting. My brain is going, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you.